Hello everyone. So today we are going to design a continuous pre-stressed beam which has two spans of each 20 meter and it is under live load or imposed load, we can say 10 kilometer per meter, and it is given that at any point, any time, the stress in concrete must not exceed 15 Newton per mm square and 1.5 Newton per mm square in compression or tension respectively, and we have to consider 14% pre-stress loss. Okay. So we have live load. So I have given as WLL. So this is given in the question 10 kilonewton per meter. And there is two span L1 and L2, 20 meter each. So to A, B, C, three supports under live load. So if I draw the bending moment diagram, so I have used, because this is indeterminate structure, that's why I have used three moment equation. And you can also refer this. I have used in moment redistribution method video, another in YouTube I have uploaded. There also you can refer, where I have analyzed this structure. For elastic analysis, I have used three moment equation. Then I have done the moment redistribution in that video. So here we are using only elastic analysis using three moment equation to calculate the support moment at B. Since moment at A and C equal to 0, moment at B, which is the interior support, as per the formula 2MB, the span summation is equal to minus 6A1. A1 is the area under this. So this is individual span bending moment diagram, that is WL square by 8, WL square by 8. In this, we will superimpose the bending moment diagram or the moment due to MB from this moment equation. So minus 6A1. So A1 is the minus 6A1 x1 by L1 minus 6A2 x2 by L2. Okay. So here you can say 2MB, L1 plus L2 is 20 meter plus 20 meter is 40 meter equal to, because these two are same parabola, WL square by 8 with, that's why I have just multiplied twice of minus 6. Area is, parabolic area is 2 by 3 AB. So 2 by 3, A means the span 20 meter into B is the height, which is WL square by 8. So W is the 10, L square is length 20 square by 8 into x1 is the CG distance. So 20 meter, CG is 20 by 2, 10 meter by L2, L1. So span 20 meter. So we got M base. If you are putting all this WL square in that, we can get, it will come as minus WL square by 8. If you put the values, you will get minus 500 kilonewton meter. Okay. So maximum negative moment is this minus 500. Coming to the maximum positive moment, which will occur at span, that means where CF force will be equal to 0. So the reaction at RA minus W, which is the live load, you can see WLL, into that X distance where maximum moment will occur equal to 0. If I put X is RA by W. So W I know 10. So coming to the reaction, we can calculate by this formula, like if I'm taking the moment at midspan, will be how much? WL square is 16, how it will be? So because final bending moment will be superimposition of this positive individual bending moment and this negative bending moment. So at this point, at the middle of this span, midspan, it will be WL square by 8, means this is the triangle. So WL square by 16 will be here and here WL square 8. So this distance will be WL square by 8 minus WL square by 16. Fine. So you'll get WL square 16. So equal to WL square 16 is 250 kilonewton meter. So RA into L by 2, because we are calculating the midspan at midspan. So X is L by 2 minus W into L by 2 into the CG. L by 4 is equal to WL square 16. So you will get RA is 3 by 8 WL. So you will get RA is, if you put the values, 75. So W is 10, L is 20. So you got maximum this is the reaction. So similarly, you'll get at which distance it is coming maximum 7.5 meters. So at 7.5 meter, what is the moment, maximum span moment? So RA into 7.5 minus W 7.5 square by 2 is equal to, if you put the value as W and L, you'll get 9 by 128 WL square. So putting the value, you'll get 281.25 kilonewton meter. So now 14% pre-stress means the pre-stress loss, after pre-stressing loss, you'll get only 86%, okay, 0.86. Now calculating the range of stress at bottom fiber, sigma beta and sigma beta blue. So this formulas which I'll be using after this is also, the derivation is uploaded in another video. So I'm not going into the derivations directly, I'm using the formula. So if you wanted to know more about this, how the formula has come, you can refer the video which I have given the link above. So this is the range of stress at bottom fiber will be 0.86. So this eta into 15, which is the given that maximum stress in concrete should be 15 and 1.5. It is a limit, right? That I'm using. And because its tension is 1.5, so minus 1.5 I put. So you'll get 14.4. So this is the Z which is I by Y. So this BD square by 6 it will come. This formula if you use, and so that we can calculate what is the minimum depth or the dimension that is required for the beam, because we need to first find out the dimension, right? So for that, what is the minimum dimension? In order to find that, I'm using this formula. The live load we have calculated 500 because I'm taking maximum, so mid support I'm taking plus 1 minus 0.86 moment due to dead load. So we don't know what is the dimension, so let the dimension be B into D. So the load will be 25 into B into D. Okay, so the moment will be WL square by 8, because we have already calculated the formula. If any W is the load and there is 2 span, the mid support, the span moment will be W square by 8. So 25 BD W L square by 8. So 25 BD L, I have put 20 square by 8 by FPR. Okay, this which we have calculated. So this is Newton per mm square. So this into 10 to the 3 to calculate in kilonewton per meter square. So we are getting this equation when we solve this. So if I'm adapting something like depth as 0.5 meter, I'll get B as 0.315 meter. Okay. So cover I'm putting 550 mm. So I'm taking depth, overall depth as 900 mm or 0.9 meter. And B I have taken a little more, so 400 mm. So this is the minimum depth we need. I have taken a little higher value, 900 mm into 400 mm as beam size. Okay. After this, so we can get the dead load 25 into BD, 9 kN. So as per the dead load, what is the maximum moment at mid support? WL square by 8, 450 kN per meter. And maximum span moment 9 by 120 WL square, 253.125 kN. Okay. So area and Z value also we can calculate since we have already got the dimension. Then coming to the minimum pre-stressing force, I'm using the formula to calculate how much stress pre-stress force we need. So area into FPV plus FPT by 2. So area is 900 to 400, and these two values as per using these formulas. So all these formulas are already in the video, which I had given the link. Okay. Now minus eta FPT by moment due to dead load plus live load by Z. So this is how we got the 21.17 Newton per mm square. This, and for FPT, this is FT minus moment due to dead load by Z. Okay, minus 10.84. So I'm using this formula and I got the minimum pre-stressing force I need is 1859.4 kilonewton. Now for this, let us use standard Freycinet cables of pre-stress 12 Newton per mm square. So if I'm using 12 wires of 7 mm dia, so the pre-stress from each cable will be 12 into pi by 4, 7 square. Okay, this is the area into 1200 is the stress. So I get 554.16 kilonewton force from each cable. So how much I need, how many numbers of cables are required to produce this 1859.4 kilonewton pre-stress? So I'm dividing this total pre-stress force by each cable. So I need 4 cables. So this is almost equal to 4 because it is coming 3 point something. So I have done the round of 4. So if I'm using 4 numbers of cables of 12 wires, 7 mm dia bar. So final my pre-stress forces. So 4 into the area pi by 4, 12 numbers of wires into 7 dia, 7 square into pre-stress 1200 Newton per mm square. So I'm getting If I'm by 1000, if you do, you'll get in kilonewton, 2216.7. So this is my pre-stress force. Okay. Now the stress at transfer and service is this, where P by A minus plus PE by Z plus minus moment due to dead load by Z. If it is service, so after pre-stress loss, and here at service means live load also will come into picture. That is moment due to dead load plus live load by Z. So we have calculated first step is the dimension of the beam which is required. Then we calculated how much pre-stress force is there. So now we are going to find out what will be the tendon profile. Okay, what is the eccentricity? You can directly put the profile as straight tendon. I have tried to put a parabolic profile. So if there is E1 and E2 are the eccentricity at maximum negative and positive moment. So we know that stress at tension is this should be less than 1.5 Newton per m square. So I'm going to put like the value should not reach 1.5 Newton per m square, right? So I'm going to put using this formula at service. I'm going to limit it to 1.5 so that because everything is known, only E is unknown. So I'm going to calculate the eccentricity that is required so that the stress should not exceed that 1.5 Newton per m square. Okay, so at mid support and at mid span, both I am calculating. So 0.86 P value, pre-stress by area, plus 2216.7 P into E, so E1 by Z value, minus moment due to dead load plus live load, so which is 450 plus 500, 950 by Z is minus 1.5 10 to the 3. So I'm getting eccentricity around 326.5. So similarly for the midspan, here the moment will change. So this is 534 due to dead load and live load, which we have calculated before. So here the moment eccentricity required is 108.5. So let's consider or assume E1, I'm just taking more than this, 350 mm, and here 120 mm, because these are the minimum eccentricity, right? So my profile, something like parabola tendon profile I have considered like this. This is my pre-stress force. Now we have already calculated the dimension, the profile, tendon profile. The only thing is whether this calculation is correct or not, that we can check by checking the stresses. That means the stresses at transfer and the service should be within the permissible limit, which they have given like 10 and 1 minus 1.5 Newton by m square. So I'm going to check all this stresses. Okay, so at mid support I'm checking and at mid span. So first coming at mid support, where our eccentricity I have considered as 0.35 meter or 350 mm. So at transfer we'll check and at service level we'll check. So at transfer P by A minus plus PE by Z plus minus moment due to dead load by Z. So calculating this, I have got minus 0.6 and 12.92. So this is within the permissible limit. Okay. At service level also I have checked where pre-stress loss, so 0.86 of the pre-stressing terms and plus minus the moment due to dead load live load by Z. So this is also within the limits. Similarly, at span moment or the positive moment, here eccentricity value is changing to 120 mm. So same P by A minus plus PE by Z plus minus moment. So here moment and E value are changing. Moment at mid the support by maximum moment is there, that M by Z. So again we are calculating, and this is all okay at service level also we have calculated. So that means our design is okay because the stresses are within the permissible limit. So now I have at the end I have given some bending moment diagram. So this is our beam, where this is our tendon profile. So if you come to your bending moment due to dead load and live load, which we say as M service, so you can see the bending moment. So this is due to live load we have got at support and maximum positive moment, dead load and live load value at these 2 points, right? This is what we have calculated. Now coming to the primary moment, that is P into A. So primary bending moment diagram, if I see, that means at every point the values are P into A. So here pre-stress value P into the eccentricity, and here also same P into E value. So this value is then converted to equivalent load, okay, which formula is goes to W equivalent load, which is due to pre-stress. So WL square by 8. So similarly, this has gone as W is equal to 8P by L square, and the eccentricities, because the eccentricities are different at span and the support, so E2 plus E1 by 2. Using this, I'm getting 13.08 kilonewton per meter. So for this equivalent load, what is the moment? Okay, so WL square by 8 here and here 9 by 128 WL square. So we got the total pre-stress moment, MT we say, okay, due to this equivalent load. So this is total pre-stress moment. This is the primary moment. So we will get a secondary moment, which is the difference between the total moment and the primary moment. This is how you'll get the secondary moment. Okay. So this ends the design of continuous pre-stress beam. Hope this is helpful to you. Thank you for watching.